Hi friend, welcome back to the channel. Are data scientist certificates dead? Many people have asked me this question and I understand the concern. Now with the digitalization, everyone can offer certificates, everyone who has experience in the technology can create a course and therefore can give you a certificate of completion, but there's a lot of nuance to it. Should you do them? Should you achieve those certificates? Should you showcase them to your future employer on LinkedIn or on your website? This is the topic I want to cover in this video because there is more to it than a simple yes or no. So let's dive into it. First, let's understand the difference between a certificate and a certification. Usually a certificate is given to you at the end of a course, whether that course is made by someone reputable or someone that just has experience in that field. For example, if you want to go learn Python, you'll find plenty of tutors on YouTube, Udemy, Coursera, and all those other learning platforms, and they give you usually at the end a certificate of completion, not a real certification. So those certificates, obviously you can add them if you want to your CV, even though I wouldn't advise that. And you can also showcase them on your LinkedIn if you want, or share with your friends, or say that you did that course, whatever. It's still something. Those certificates are there to motivate you to finish the course. They're not there for you to showcase them to the world because from my own experience, they don't bring any value. Because if you speak to an employer and you say, hey, I got a certificate of learning Python with Riad, they'll be like, who the hell is that guy? You know, I don't care about his course. I only want to hear Google, IBM, AWS, and all those things. So it's good to do courses, and those certificates just motivate you to learn and finish the course. But stacking them on your CV or on LinkedIn doesn't add much value. It shows you're serious, but doesn't add much real value to the market. While a certification usually comes from a bigger name. It can come from Google, IBM, AWS, Microsoft, all the others. There are some famous ones, and nowadays with the digital learning, you can go and study a Harvard course or a Stanford course and get a certification like a real degree from them, even though you didn't go to Harvard or Stanford or any other big names. So those certifications hold more value. They don't guarantee that you'll get a job, but sometimes recruiters, they look for people that have specific certifications and they reach out to you. So if you want to spend some time on a certification, go for something more reputable. Usually there's an exam at the end of it, and also there's a cost attached to it, so people take it more seriously. When a certificate usually is just for you to finish out that course, there's no real exam, there's maybe just a quick quiz, and you just get your certificate. Some certifications for data scientists, you'll find the AWS Machine Learning Specialty or the Microsoft Data Scientist Certification, or you have the equivalent for Google or IBM, or learning Power BI, Microsoft Power BI certification, or Microsoft Fabric certification. There are so many that you can go learn today. There's also the TensorFlow certification. Depends on what you want to specialize on. If you're more into the BI side, then Power BI is definitely a good choice. If you're more into the machine learning, deep learning side, then go into the AWS machine learning specialty or something related to TensorFlow, or really go deep and specialize in things. Depending on how many years of experience you have. If you're still in university, it's good, you can start, but just remember that a certification by itself doesn't guarantee a job, because you do a certification for the purpose of gaining a skill. Always remember that it first is to gain a skill, and then a certification to show to the world that yes, you got that skill. But it doesn't mean if you go and you do all the AWS certification that it guarantees you'll get a job, because in the end, even if you spend time learning those things, if you don't apply them, you end up losing them, and you don't want to lose them. You'd rather have skills backed by certifications, not certifications and no skills attached. So get into the habit of thinking of skills first. Skills is something that you will learn and you will keep for a long time, and hopefully forever, especially if you keep using them. For example, if you work in a company and you leverage SQL a lot, then think of a certification that might give you that edge over other people. Because a lot of people know how to use SQL, but not all people have an IBM recognized certification in SQL, database management, whatever. So this is where you stand out compared to the others, is when you have the skill, you're good already, and you add up to it a certification. Don't do it the other way around. I did it. I had a few certifications from AWS, from Google, and no one really cared because the skills were really poor. And why? It's normal because I didn't work on them. I wasn't in a job where I was leveraging those technologies. Yes, I had certifications, but I lacked the skill, and it should be the other way around. Another question that I get from my subscribers is, should I build a portfolio or should I focus more on certifications? And this one here is a bit of a complex one because it depends. So if you're a data scientist, analyst, engineer, or any person in the tech industry, and you already have experience in your field, you can leverage that experience as your portfolio. So you can add to it a few certifications to fill in the blanks that are missing. For example, you're good at Python, SQL to manage your databases, but you lack expertise in visualization, then spend a few months learning Power BI and some BI tools and get certified in them so that you fill in those gaps. But for people that are just starting out, obviously you need experience. And experience, you can gain it by doing projects. And there are many videos you're going to find on YouTube, you can follow them. But what I would advise you is to not just follow some tutorials and do the same things as the person does. You might do it at the beginning to get a grasp of what's going on, but that's not the way you learn. You end up doing the same thing as the person on the video, which is good, but then on the day that you need to apply something, you feel like you can't do it. And why is that? Because you don't put all your brain into it. Because in real life, a data scientist has to understand what's going on in the business. You have to understand the problematic. It's not just people throwing at you an Excel file. They're like, hey, Anas, please analyze this. And you'll be like, okay, Python, Pandas, Matplotlib, and all those things. You're like a DJ mixing with your tools. Yes, sometimes that's the case, but most of the times there's a communication with the stakeholder. You need to understand what's the goal. What are they doing? What are they looking for? This will help you shape the project and think of it more than just, okay, what am I going to code? What am I going to visualize? So with those videos on YouTube, you don't learn that. Obviously, because it's a tutorial, they can't teach you in 1 hour how to think, but that's an advice that I can give you because in real life, it's not just an Excel sheet or a CSV file, and then you go and you do your magic. There's a lot more to it. Sometimes you have to go into the database and dig into finding and cleaning that CSV that you're going to use. So you have skills attached there. You need to understand what they want, what they don't want, how they want the data to be processed, what is the things that you could not include, what are the things that you should include, and all these things you learn them by doing projects that are real life projects. So how can you find those real life projects? Go for something that you're passionate about. If you like football, tennis, go and analyze some data sets in those fields. You'll find more interest into looking into football players that you like or a team that you like and see some predictions of what they can do this next season or a few things like this. Otherwise, if you have a parent that has a small business or even a big business or a friend, go and ask them if you can help them make some more informed decisions in whatever they're doing. If they have a small shop, tell them I can analyze your data and help you make better sales or bring better products that sell better and all those things. Take that data set, work on it, you'll end up helping someone and helping yourself learn, and this is how it works in real life. So one thing I want you to remember from this is think long term. When you do certifications, usually you have that dopamine rush and dopamine hit that you want more and more certification. You're going to show them on GitHub, on LinkedIn, on your CV, and you're like, okay, I can do this one in 3 weeks, this one in 4 weeks, this one in 2 weeks, and you start doing all those plans. I was there and I still do it sometimes because it's exciting to learn, get those certifications, I agree, but think long term, think skills. You want in a few years to be good at what you do. And I used to skip that part of like, if I get certifications, then people will see them, they'll assume I'm great, and I know obviously that I have so many things to learn. It's always the case, So don't skip those steps. Think long term, think skills that you want to gain for a very, very long time and that are valuable in what you do. Because learning Python and spending days on Python is good, but if you can't use it for business cases or for your company or for your own projects, then it's worthless. So think skills over just certificates or certifications. Those are a complement. Certificates are made for you to finish courses, be more serious about them. Certifications, on the other hand, will be more reputable, which is good, but think skills as the big picture and think certifications as a small block inside of them. And certificates is just like trainings that you do in order to enhance your skills, which is always good. Always learning, training is always good, so just keep doing it. And if you're interested in passing the Microsoft Power BI PL 300 certification, I've made a video just here where I show you how I did to pass it. I failed the first time, but I did the second time, and I show you exactly how to do it.